in advance, and I'm going to start with Tim. And the first question is, Elmhurst has several taxing bodies, 3 being the city, Elmhurst Community Unit School District 205, and a park district. How would you foster and improve a cooperative working relationship between these 3?
While each group has its own mission, it's important for all to recognize the interdependence on one another to make Elmhurst an attractive city for current and future residents. An excellent school district helps to attract and retain families. A strong park district provides positive activities for community members, attracts others to learn more about Elmhurst through their positive interactions, and adds to the beauty of the community. Thoughtful planning and a broad array of city services provide residents safety, security, and convenience, and businesses the opportunity for success. Open communication is always the key to a strong working relationship between groups. Opportunities to better serve the community can come from any of the 3 entities. In pursuit of these opportunities, my goal will always be to seek a solution that's viable for all partners.
Thank you. Now we'll turn to Mary. Same question, how would you foster and improve a cooperative working relationship between the different taxing bodies in Elmhurst?
Thank you. The Elmhurst Park District cooperative agreements are frequently held up as excellent examples for other public agencies around the country. Some great examples include the cooperative agreements between the City of Elmhurst and the Elmhurst Park District for a municipal garage, the use of Park District gyms and York Pool during school and non-school hours, rec station before and after school, hosted by the Park District, and neighborhood schools. The schools benefit from the use of parks for tennis, baseball, soccer, cross-country, and lacrosse. These are just a few of the examples of the cooperative relationships with other taxing bodies within Elmhurst. Elmhurst Park District also has cooperative agreements with other, including DuPage County and DuPage County Forest Preserve. Elmhurst Park District has many beneficial cooperative agreements with private groups, like the ones with Elmhurst College, for McBaron's Park Artificial Turf Field, and the NCAA softball and men's baseball field. We have provided these amenities and many other wonderful cost-saving arrangements by being open and positive in everything we do with all our current and potential partners, and keeping the focus on you, residents, and our community.
Let's talk about this question, specifically. I think if we have some collaboration that occur between the 3 entities, comes down to lack of understanding and lack of communication. To try to the lack of understanding. What I observed in my interaction with both as a citizen and a member of other boards that work with these entities is that from time to time there's unintended forgetfulness, and they are ultimately serving the same group, and there's a fair amount of overlap in their respective missions. When I am elected to the Park District Board, my focus will be to continue to remind and challenge my colleagues on the Park Board and other partners, both elected and staff, with the entities to always be mindful of our shared goals while we are working through the issues. As it relates to lack of communication, I know avenues exist for Rogers, Brusky, Moyer, and staff. All these 3 entities get together regularly and talk about, at minimum, that's what I like to see. A, what's currently happening with each other within the community. B, look ahead, try to identify issues that may arise in the future. C, lay the groundwork and be able to work through these challenges in order to reduce gridlock. Recent trends seem to be that meetings and general face-to-face interaction between these entities is sporadic at best. It really seems to be a priority when grievances need to be aired out. When I'm elected, I'll push for quarterly meetings purposeful agenda to tie this together. Part of this discussion will be focused on, push the focus and intensity on points of agreement. Thank you.
I'm going to go to a couple questions from the audience. This one's from Jim Colbert. A concern has been raised about the Park District acquiring additional real estate, which necessarily reduces the tax base. Are you in favor of the Park District acquiring additional real estate, or would you oppose additional acquisitions? And I'll move here.
Yes, we have some additional land that we have purchased. I am a big believer, as I said at the beginning, of open space, green spaces, places for all ages to play, learn, and discover nature. To continue to purchase a landlocked community as we are. More and more of our backyards are shrinking. We are having more apartment buildings built. Our landscape is changing. So we need to, as a community, look for ways to purchase more green space, open areas for additional activities for all.
Easy one. I'm a landlocked, and anytime we have the opportunity to buy more land, I'm all for it.
I would agree in general. We have to understand why we were purchasing something that we big picture, for all of that. I think Elmhurst is landlocked, it's not surprising anybody here. And so, we are also a growing community, with all the homes in the old hospital area and with the apartment complexes that are going up in the center of town. And so there's quite a need for additional green space to be able to help the community, and help the Park District meet the needs of the community. So if buying land is one way of making that happen, yes, we should be doing that.
Now, there's a series of questions, again, that have come from the audience that all seem to relate to your Park District facilities and possibly building additional structures. So one of them is, are you in favor of a municipal sports arena, and under what conditions? Another one is, does the Abbey facility meet the current facility needs for the Elmhurst senior population? And the third one is, should the Park District build a South Side Rec Center like the Wagner Community Center in Village Barons Park? So municipal sports arena, the Abbey facility for seniors, and the South Side Rec Center. And we'll start with Jim.
I'm a huge proponent of a potential sports facility in Elmhurst. As a coach of several kids throughout the years here in Elmhurst, I've seen that we've had to move practices and play games in other communities because there hasn't been that facility. However, while saying that, anything that we would do in the Park District would need to be with fiscal consciousness involved. And so we would have to make sure that there was the economics of the whole thing worked out to make this thing be successful. But I do think that is an important thing for the community and can help the community grow and serve more of its constituents. As for the Abbey, I don't know a lot about the Abbey. What I have known for years is that it hasn't met necessarily the growing needs of the senior base. And so I think that we need to look at alternatives for that. And last one about a recreation facility. I think that should be looked at in conjunction with the overall sports facility, because there may be things that can be done to make one thing and have both services taken care of.
I think 1 and 3 overlap each other. And have a sportsplex in Elmhurst, and it's a no-brainer. We got so many kids, elite level kids, going to other towns. It's crazy. I watch it every day, and it's the money spent in our town. So a sportsplex could have hockey rinks in there. We could take the basketball team, take it to baseball teams that practice in the wintertime. And I would incorporate into that building, my vision also in that building would be, help out the seniors. And I would have a space for the seniors in that building. That's my vision.
And Mary, your thoughts?
My thoughts actually are the answer to question 4, what is the potential for growth? And so I would piggyback on what they are saying. And this is happening in Elmhurst. Our senior population is very large, and they would like additional area for growth. Not only growth in recreational activities, but social activities. So yes, the potential for an indoor facility, I think, is important for the city to look at as a whole, not only the Park District. A community center also for senior centers should entail other agencies, like the hospital, DuPage County, the school district, and the city, and the Park District. I would hate to say it takes a city and school district and county to raise an adult or a senior citizen. That's what it would take. We need to work together cooperatively to achieve these goals.
Okay, thank you. And that dovetails into the second question, which is in the pre-vetted questions. And we'll start with Bobby with that one. And it's streamlining and consolidation of services throughout the state and county is a growing topic. Do you believe the Park District has an opportunity to consolidate services with other surrounding communities? If yes, explain where and how you see this developing, and if no, explain why not.
Okay. First, let me say how great Elmhurst Park District is in of itself. The Park District offers many wonderful resources to our community from both a facility and program perspective. Having said that, I do believe the Elmhurst Park District to grow into something that increasingly and consistently is the envy of Chicagoland and one that of Chicagoland. We must think outside our own borders, more especially if the time and place are right to consider partnership with other communities or organizations for that matter. We should give it consideration if arrangement can be mutually beneficial. For example, if we're talking about $15–20 million for this new project, this investment of that magnitude, we need partners and we need some help. However, let me place all that together on my focus of the campaign, which is why I'll be working to make Elmhurst Park District the best it can be through first-rate facilities and programs. I will be fiscally responsible, always about the bottom line, and will always keep the best interest of the taxpayers of Elmhurst top of mind. That is my commitment to you when I'm elected.
Thank you. Mary?
The taxpayer benefits when like services can be streamlined and duplications eliminated. The Elmhurst Park District is, at its core, a specialty retail recreation community business. The community and its needs and interests drive everything we do, including keeping costs under control. The Elmhurst Park District offers recreation opportunities through cooperative resource sharing in many areas. Sugar Creek Golf Course is a joint venture with Villa Park. We provide special recreation services by combining resources with 8 other local agencies. On the administrative side, we combined with numerous other recreation agencies to form the Park District Risk Management Agency, which promotes and demands best practices in all areas of our business, including safety, information technology, human resources, and more, making it possible to save taxpayers an average of 35% over the commercial market for insurance, providing higher coverage, broader services, something that is only possible when you know your business.
Sharon? Your thoughts?
I believe all three Elmhurst taxing entities should be looking for ways to streamline and consolidate services such as IT, facility and fleet maintenance, co-location, and the like with each other. Any decisions regarding such activities should be based on a cost-benefit analysis, as well as defined service level commitments that meet the anticipated future needs of the community. Consolidating with another community gives me pause, as we become tied to the stability of that community. If they fall into financial difficulties for any reason, we could end up with higher costs and or reduced service levels.
Next question, I'm going to start with Tim, and this is again a question from the audience. How can the park district show leadership in environmental issues, such as the use of environmentally friendly chemicals, etc.?
Well, I think as we take care of so much land in the community with the open space, we should be using the appropriate chemicals that are safe for the environment, for kids who play on the fields, and for everybody who is involved that way. And I think that's relatively simple that we should be doing that, and I believe we are. In conversations that I've had with people from the park board and people from the park district, I know that they talk about those things and what they're doing.
Gary, your thoughts?
Well, and as I have been attending many state and national conferences for park districts, this is one of their main areas of wanting to improve, wanting to make it safe for all residents, all people, out on our golf courses, our ball fields, our swimming pools, and our green spaces. So yes, I am in favor of continuing to look for new green endeavors.
I agree with Kevin. I think we're all up to date on all this stuff. The schools gives great information on the chemicals and stuff like that, and I think we're okay on that, right?
Okay. And now we'll go to Mary with again a question from the audience from Pat, I'm not sure if it's not or photo, but here's the question. There are attempts to build a center for performing arts in Elmhurst. The park district lacks performance arts for their programs. Can the park district cooperate with those planning an arts center and have efforts been made to communicate with them? So performing arts.
Performing arts. As a previous dance teacher and performing artist, yes, we do need to look at spaces for performing arts. It's a very popular activity with all ages. And I would be in favor of looking and cooperating with other performing arts agencies to fulfill this.
Great question. I know schools right now, they have their talent shows and stuff like that, and performing arts, that'd be cool if we do something like that. Yeah, I like that.
As I'm going to say later on in my vision for the future, one of the things I would be a big proponent of is a band shell in one of the parks that we could use so that we could have concerts and theater productions that go on outdoors. And I'm a big proponent of more than just sports. So theater, arts, all of that go into making the park district great. It's not just about a sports team or youth sports, and so I want to make sure that we're all clear with that.
And another question from the audience, concerning the Vision 2020 strategic planning process. What do you think our priority for facilities, new or renovated, should be? From someone in the audience. Concerning the Vision 2020 strategic planning process, what do you think our priority for facilities, new or renovated, should be? And I guess it kind of dovetails with some of the other questions. Recreation facilities.
My vision, like I said before, my vision is on the sports clubs. Look forward to that. I also like the incorporating what you talked about before, the senior, having the senior building involved in And I also, I'd like to see, a dog park,
Mary?
Actually, this is the answer to my fifth question. So I will repeat it twice. We are undergoing a comprehensive strategic plan, and this would be my third one. And every one that I have gone through, it has driven what we need to do for your desires, your wants. So you are, as a community, are a big part of input on this comprehensive strategic plan. Yes, we need to do these strategic plans and comprehensive plans. We believe every 3 to 5 years. So this comprehensive plan will carry us through the next 5 years. So I'm excited about this and hope that everyone in Elmhurst will contribute to what you would like to have the Elmhurst Park District be.
I'm about to be redundant again, but I'm very excited to see the results of the community survey, because they lead right into this point and what the park district is gonna have put in front of it, and what the community sees as its priorities. So whether it's facilities or programs or anything else, being able to look at that and understand what the community wants is step one. And so when that information comes in, that will drive how we go forward as a park board, in order to serve the needs of the community.
Next question, we'll go back to the pre-vetted questions. Where does the potential for growth lie within the current or new services provided by the park district? It's actually question 4. Well, I skipped 3 because it asked about a teen center, which seemed to go dovetail with all the other facilities, but if you think I should ask that one as well, I'll go back to that. Okay, so let's go back to, will you support a teen center, and how might that center be used?
As a candidate from the Elmhurst Park District Board, I'm open to exploring the idea of a teen center. We try to overcome, but there be a couple of challenges with this concept, considering that campaign focus on fiscal responsibility. Challenge 1 with the CA is that any teen center must be relevant enough to reach teenagers and generate interest and make them want to come and utilize it. Challenge number 2 is that in the era of overscheduling, competing with other teams and families, spending time together, not enough time spending together, the concept of this would likely have a multi-purpose facility to ensure constant research to justify the expenditure. When I'm elected, I would begin by engaging professional planners to facilitate focus groups representing various groups such as parents, businesses, communities, leadership, to identify where the interest is, and then formulate a plan of attack. Thank you.
Tim, your thoughts on the teen center?
In my experience in youth sports, there's a big drop-off in participation at the middle school age groups. Before a teen center is erected, we should find out what those teens are doing with their time. It is important to survey teens and their parents to determine what it is that will drive teens to use a teen center. If the survey shows a strong desire for a dedicated teen center, I would be a strong supporter of it. I envision the center would include an area for tutoring, partnering with Elmhurst College to provide tutors, a TV room, and a gaming area, as well as other recreation opportunities. Participants would likely pay a nominal fee and show a student ID for entry. Ultimately, a teen center should create diverse, innovative, and age-appropriate recreation opportunities in a safe environment for teens.
I spent the majority of my adult life working with teens from all backgrounds, all abilities, all interests. I know that teens need to feel valued in their communities, to explore new interests, and to build skills that will follow them into adulthood. Teens need opportunities to make good choices, both in and outside school, so they will be ready for the adult world where they will shortly find themselves. We as a community all play a role in providing a good environment for teens to learn and grow. The Park District is the top employer of teens in Elmhurst, providing many for their first job first experience of being on time for a job, and following working rules, and being a valuable and important part of the community. Teen centers in communities like Elmhurst have come and gone. The teen center's success, my opinion, depends on teen involvement and community-wide support. I look forward to working with interested teens and the adults who are important in their lives to continue providing safe places and positive experiences for our residents as they approach the college.
Thank you. Now we'll look at the 4, in the 10. Where does the potential for growth lie within the current or new services provided by the park district?
Repurposing tennis courts so they can be used for pickleball will give back to seniors and pickleball enthusiasts an outlet in Elmhurst. The development of mini parks in high-density areas will provide recreation opportunities in a convenient way. Hosting regional soccer, baseball, and softball tournaments bring out-of-town guests to Elmhurst restaurants, stores, and hotels, while increasing fee revenue to the park district and tax revenues to the city. Continually finding new programs for young children will increase involvement in park district programs.
Well, the demand for indoor recreation spaces has exploded, with many more residents of all ages participating in organized sports like basketball, soccer, lacrosse, rugby, and hockey, as well as health fitness activities like walking, running, and strength training. Our existing programs in dance and gymnastics are more popular than ever, and with expanded facilities could serve even more residents in all categories. Older adults are living active, longer, healthier lives and need opportunities to grow, to learn, and grow, and take time for many things they previously did not have time for, including social activities. As I repeated before, as home styles change, backyards shrink, and multifamily apartments fill our landscape, our residents need more community green gathering spaces to meet, to play, and to enjoy friends. Providing these open green spaces is more important than ever.
My commitment of my time will be making sure my ideals and priorities have a reasonable expected amount of alignment with that of the voters and the taxpayers of Elmhurst. I recognize because of the stage and the circumstances, some citizens care only about the flood abatement and what the park district is going to do to cooperate in their efforts. Some just care about what the property values is and be good. Meanwhile, some citizens just care about the fields. In short term, I like to focus on the facilities and fields in a way that makes sense. What many of you may not be aware of, that the conditions of our playing fields and facilities are subpar compared to other surrounding communities. I know that for a fact, because I'm on the field 7 days a week, 4 hours a day, and I do host tournaments in this region.
Now we're with the 5th question, and we'll start with Bob. What is your 10-year vision for the Elmhurst Park District?
As far as my vision is concerned, what I've learned is that unfortunately the vision sometimes seen as cliche, without much depth, something that is out of touch with reality. At least I believe that the opposite is true. I believe that a vision is barometer for daily decision making and can help organize and cut through clutter, noise, and consider both challenging and an opportunity. Having said that, as far as my vision is concerned, what I have in mind for the Elmhurst Park District rise to be the model for which all of the park districts are measured. My vision has Elmhurst Park District as the most progressive and the most efficient, all while having facilities, fields, programs that are the envy of Chicagoland. My commitment with the Window Library is that the vision for the future of the Elmhurst Park District will be the forefront of every one of my decisions, every conversation I have, every vote I have. And I want to make Elmhurst Park District the best I can again. Thank you for your time. My honor to be here.
I believe that you, the taxpayer, the resident, the people who live and play in Elmhurst, must be central to all decisions. That is why the Elmhurst Park District is currently working on a comprehensive strategic plan based on your input, your needs, your wants, your desires, and of course, your budget. As a commissioner, it is my mission to provide the best for you with integrity and transparency.
I'm very excited to see the results of the community survey regarding future opportunities for the Park District. As a public servant, it is less about my own view and more about the pursuit of those ideas the community finds worthwhile. As these ideas come to light and their economic feasibility is established, I will be a strong force in their prioritization and implementation. Given my community experiences, I am hopeful the survey will show a strong desire for an indoor sports complex. A dog park would be a welcome addition to the community. Additional programs for active seniors are necessary as our community ages. A band shell that would allow for music and theater in the park would add to the cultural flair of our community. Mini parks that create opportunity for those to play who are not part of organized community groups will alleviate tension between sports league teams trying to practice and those who just want to play a pickup game in the park. Continued modernizing of playground equipment and growth of beautification efforts along the Prairie Path and public gardens are all part of my vision for the Park District.
And we do have time for a closing statement.